Hey dude, today I am going to be writing an epic track from scratch. You heard that right. A piece of epic music from nothing. So this is going to be a long one. So strap yourself in and maybe get a notepad and pen. Now, the aim of this is because I love writing epic music, as I'm sure you are already aware. Epic music is part of the trailer music thing that I do. And epic music was the thing that got me into trailer music. I was listening to epic music before I started writing trailer music. So one of the things I'm doing is, although writing trailer music is my job, I've been writing epic music on the side for a long time and just leave it on my hard drive. Which, it was all right. But I would like to start releasing that. And I've created an artist name for this project called The Phoenix Ascending. Harry Potter nerds will like that. And I'm going to be writing music for fun for that, because I love epic music and so do you. So, as with writing any music, it's good to have an idea of what you're going for first. Obviously, I know because I'm saying epic music, which I probably could have said a few more times already. It's going to be orchestral. It's going to be epic orchestral music, not hybrid in any way, shape, or form. So I'm going mostly orchestral. Going to be very light on hits and percussion. In fact, almost more traditional percussion, i.e., timpani, splooshy tams, that type of thing. And I don't want this to be epically long, although it's epic, and the whole epic genre came from long trailers. They were called epic trailers. I'm going to keep this relatively short because, I don't really want to sit here writing a 4 or 5 minute track. I like things to be short and sweet. So, my first thing is to choose a chord progression, which I already have done, actually. I just looked at a list of chord progressions, went, that one, and that was a minor 1, a major flat 6, a major 3, and a major flat 7, which in this case is, as I'm sure you saw up there on Logic, A minor, F, C, G. Now I've chosen this one because this track is called The Course of the Future. Whoa. I've never been great with those. So A minor, F, C and G. It's got a hopeful feel to it, but also a tinge of sadness, which, as you know, I gravitate towards a tinge of sadness. So I've got here so far just a piano, just to sketch out the track. Plan is just to kind of get it going and then sketch out the whole thing and then just start filling in the gaps. Not sure I want it to be 120. I think I want it to be 100 at least. Let's see how that sounds. Cool. Now I like this tempo because it enables you to go dum 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 on the 8th notes and it not feel too fast, but also the same with the 16th. So you can double up the string patterns relatively easily. There we go. Copy paste. Now I'm just going to, this is only just a kind of a slight thing for me. I'm going to quantize that first note so it comes in on time. Let's lengthen everything a little bit just so we can see it a bit more clearly. Now, do I change the chord sequence? I don't think so. Done. So that chord sequence, chord progression, is 40 seconds long to go through it twice. So to go through it 4 times would be 1 minute 16. Now, my temptation is then from maybe here, 1 minute 55, I think that'll be an appropriate build. I'm just going to build. This is going to be a kind of a slow burn, really. Is to then copy and paste that last chord. Oh, cancel. Let's just... So that's the last chord is G. We're going to hold on the G. Hold on the G. G. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Stop down, and then we're going to double the speed of the chord progression. It's from A, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4. Wait a second. That was D minor. Yeah. Once a guitarist, always a guitarist. There we go. Let's just G, D. There we go. Cool. So we've got that stop down, and we double that twice, and there's the track, and then we'll copy this. That's the G. Hold on to the G. There we go. Sketch the track. I'm not saying it's done by any means, shape or form, but what we have here is we have the relief of stress. And you're thinking, what? Relief of stress? Yeah. Once you sketch out the track, there's this underlying stress that gets taken away from you. You don't have to think about the shape of the cue anymore. You can just get on with the detail. That's what we're going to do now. I'm going to keep that up there just for your and my sake, but I want this to feel like there's a piano in space somewhere. Okay, piano in space and time. So let's drop the velocities, and let's put it through a reverb. Now, I could chuck it through the Valhalla Supermassive. I think I'd like something pretty straightforward when it comes to reverb, but let's just give it a try, see what we've got. I mean, this is just a brilliant reverb. Ew. I mean, that does give the sense of a piano in space, doesn't it? Yeah. Sold. Okay. Well, that was easy. Right, now I've got the contact 5, cool. I'll duplicate this. Let's get rid of the Valhalla. Let's call it Space Piano. Oh, somebody's at my door. Space Piano. It was just deliveries. Okay. I just love creating atmosphere. It's one of my favourite things about our job. So let's go into some pads, and we'll just use one of these photosynthesis pads. Actually, I've saved all these ones and then moved everything, so there hardly any of them are there anymore. I use embers all the time. Dagnabbit. I mean, that's quite nice. It's a bit... That's better. I was going to say, it's a bit graty, but actually, kind of works. Up there. Let's go. Spacey. Okay, I'm sure you'll be the first to admit. That's pretty loud, dude. Yep, so I'll sort that out in a second. Yeah. No, we don't want that, do we? Okay, so let's just copy and paste this. Now, I talk about this trick all the time when writing. To give the sense of progression and like something is growing and moving in your track, just take one of the lines and chuck it up an octave. It does a huge amount. See, because you're growing the pitch. You're not coming up with new ideas. You're just saying, oh, okay, the bottom of that. You're just changing the version of the chords, basically, or the voicings of the chords. You're going, the bottom note of that chord now is the top, and then you just do that. And then here, we want it to grow a little bit. There we go. Just taken the bottom notes and done it so it looks like we're basically going up in steps. C, D, E, F, G, P. Bit of a jump. Now let's take that down a touch. It was a bit loud, wasn't it? Okay. So far, so good. Oh, blimey. All I'm going to do is I'm very aware that is that velocity hindering the notes coming out? Maybe. I can't remember. Some of these patches are velocity sensitive, some of them aren't. Yeah, they're all velocity sensitive, so let's actually take that down. All of them down. There we go. It adds this kind of ethereal space thing. And I'm enjoying this so far. This is sounding pretty good. Although I'm quite easily pleased, I'll give you that. Now, I'm always in two minds about this. When I'm writing this type of stuff, do I add the bass in the first instance? Do we add the low end? I mean, if I was going to add it, I think it comes in now. Yeah, we'll add it in there. But what I'll do is I'm going to just copy and paste this. Save me. I'm going to keep the spacey piano. I don't think I'm going to keep this thing going on here, but what this is now saying to me is, Rich, we need some strings, dude. So, okay, Rich. Talking to myself. I mean, admittedly, it's the only conversation I'm going to get this morning, but strings, there we go. So the plan now is I'm going to bring in some long strings. I could open up a pre-existing stem I have, but I don't want to. No. There we go. So we need to go to contact, and I'm going to go to my strings. These are all pre-saved. Symphonic strings. We want contrabass legato. Sweet. Duplicate that, and I'm just going to load in. I mean, I have them all pre-saved anyway. Now we want the violin cello, which is the cello. Legato. Move all these up. Move these around so that they make sense. Now, viola legato. Just loading in a string section, guys. That's all I'm doing. Nothing crazy. And actually, if I'm honest with you, I'm not that keen on these samples. These are the Spitfire symphonic strings. I still love the Albion strings, but the problem with the Albion strings is it's like the violins and violas are bunched together, but they don't have the viola's low end range, and the cellos and double basses are bunched together. So you've basically got violins and cellos, really, which is great, but it's not great because if I want to write separate parts for each of the strings, which I will do, 1 and 2, then it's annoying. So we'll just have to treat this, just ignore the fact that it doesn't sound the way I quite like it to. Because done is better than perfect. You remember that, guys? Violin 2, violoncello, viola, done. Right, now, for the sake of my brain, create track stack. And we're going to call this long strings, although I might actually do this. Why not? Stem underscore long strings. Cool. So now we want to bring in these. Oh, wait, they're all quiet. We want to bring in the contrabass. Sorry, my down button on my keyboard wasn't working. For those of you in the audience who've been with me a long time will remember my keyboard never used to work. And I seem to have a problem with MIDI keyboards. They don't like me. Right, there we go. Just writing this lower bass in. Nice. I'm not sure. I added a little step movement in there, but I don't think it needs it. I think just having the low end, just doing the business. Yeah, that's adding enough low end, right? Cool. I'm not gonna. Should I? Yes, I mean, I should. I'm gonna keep playing this part. Right. I'm going to play through the rest of this because I want to get my strings out and ready, basically. Oh. Bum. Contrabass. There we go. I could copy and paste, but I don't want to have to deal with all the automation. And this is kind of like my level of playing. Really slow, long notes at a manageable tempo. I'll admit it's going to be boring for you, but you know, you're probably doing something else right now anyway. I can't even bear to listen to myself playing that over again, so I'm just going to copy and paste it. Yes, I shall chop, and there we go. I already feel much better. Right, and we're going to extend that last G. If you remember, we've got that last G sitting about, you know, doing its business over there. Now, I might have to play this. So what have we got? Cellos. Yeah. I'm going to double the basses in the cellos. Bit of tuning going on there. Hello. Right. What do I want to do from here? Do you know what? I always just want to get the pattern going. The pattern is one of the things that excites me. So I haven't actually saved any presets for Contact 6. And now there's Contact 7. So let's just... I'm going to use Jaeger. Am I? No. No, I'm not. I've changed my mind. I'm going to use Spitfire Albion, the old one. Strings, low time machine. Right, let's just have a think. there's two approaches to this. I could write an ostinato that brings with it its own tension, so it doesn't it plays non-chord tones basically. So if I was playing over an A, it might, well, extended chord tones. I could chuck in an F. Like that. I mean, actually, I quite like, damn it. Or you could stick on the chord tones. Which also works, but I want a non-chord tone thing going on in my track. I want it to feel, I want to enhance the tension a little bit. Oh, damn it. Something like that. I'm keen to use that F. Yeah, that sounds nice. I like that. That sounds nice. So, again, I'm not really overthinking this. My only issue is I don't think I want it in that register straight away. But do I want the cellos play it? Let's just see what happens. Okay, notice I changed the note at the end there. Oh, no. So we've got bum bum ba ba da ba 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 ba. So this is A minor. This is F. So I don't need to change anything here. We've got C going on here. I think I'm going to drop those down to a B. And that means we're actually giving this, because we're landing on the F, we're turning this G chord into a G7, increasing the tension. Win-win. So let's just try something crazy. No, I'm not throwing the F sharp, don't worry. I'm just flipping the pattern around. Nice. Does the B work? No, we want to land on that D. Cool. Just throwing that last G in there to kind of like, oh, wake you up. I really like it in that register. I think it works really nicely. I want to use an arpeggio now in the violins. So they've got this register below the violins, the E2 in the cellos. And that's when we use the That's when we use the chords, the arpeggios. 4. So I'm going to make a mistake. Cool. I didn't make a mistake. Oh my gosh. Cool. I really like the tension going on here. Okay, cool. I'm happy with this. So I'm probably going to bring that in after the cellos have done their business. And then here, when we get to this section, I would probably want to double this pace. Just forcing legato so that I can make them all the same uniform. Okay, now one thing about these Albion patches is they're a little bit late, so change the... Maybe I do want to carry this pad on. Am I talking crazy? Let's just open this up, because I think it's missing a bit of space and excitement. Let's try an octave. There we go. We'll just keep it in that range. My brain is hearing things. Yeah, the violas are getting busy. Is it violas or is it the seconds? Let's give it to the seconds. 2, 3, 4. Nice. Just one mistake. Da 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 da. Is it that one? Yeah, it's that one. Okay. I think that sounds pretty good. These are a bit late too. In the meantime, let's start growing the parts for the violas. So I could start on the 5th. Generally, I like the violas and seconds to be interchanging between the appropriate harmony notes of the chord. So whether that's going to be a third or a fifth, or sixth or seventh, or whatever it is. I'm probably going to start them on the fifth. I'd like them to have a climbing melody, because I want there to be movement in the strings, lots of movement. Not just in the shorts, but in the longs too. It just makes for much more interesting and lovely, rich textures going around. It's, it's lovely. So let's give it a go, shall we? They're going quite high for violas. Cool. That was interesting. Right. There was a couple of notes where I was like, eek. It's here. Is it here? It's when the violas catch up to the second violins in their register. Because if we put them, look, you can see them sitting around the same notes. So perhaps here, what we've got? It goes up to the G. So perhaps I put it up to the D. Yeah, that's the one. And then I'm going to copy and paste this one. Oh no. Let's just do it inside the thing. Oh, I moved that by accident. Let's copy and paste that. Copy and paste that. It's twice it goes through. And then this last one will be that G. Going to keep it in the same register. Just having a listen. Just one bar wait. That's what the strings need to do. Let's try it. I know what you're thinking. Rich, what's going on with your timing? So I've just realised I'm not talking as much. I'm getting into the zone. I'm getting into the zone. It's a really interesting thing, talking whilst writing. It took me a long time to get used to. And I still like, I kind of understand why all those YouTubers do those really heavy cuts, because it's like you get to say something funny, blah, 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 and then you do the work. And then you say something funny, you do the work. So you like cut the work bit out and then just do the funny bits. Right. No, the reason I'm doing it like this is because I can't play that fast. I just can't play that fast. Let's match the velocities on all of them. Boom, boom, boom. Is that right? No. Whew. I almost did that thing then. It's double time, not double up the notes. It's double speed. Need to go double time. Operate only, because I've selected them already. Wicked. A, F, C, G, A. Oh, Dell. There we go. Now let's do the F notes. The F chords, I should say. It's got the A. Just move those E's up to F, and that is now the same. Copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. I'm not going to do it there, am I? Yes, I am. Do I? Okay, now it's C's. Move those F's back down to E's. Move those A's and those A's down to G. Copy and paste those. Copy and paste those. I often like to work like this because, in the sense that I give the sense of the back end. Nice. It's nice and simple. It does what it needs to do. We're going to keep that low G there. Going to move that down to a D. What happens if I do this? Do a suspended. Yeah, that sounds quite cool. Quite like that. Oh dear. Copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. But here, we've got once, twice, 3 repetitions of the same one. This one here should stay on the suspended 4th, which is the C. And then here, I think the same thing should happen there too. So that the last iteration of the chord is all just the major. Oh, it needs to happen twice, doesn't it? Cool. Right. From here on in, it's a lot of fleshing out and filling in. Which in this case would involve me doing what I've done with the strings. In this third half here. Third act. So let's, I guess we should just do it really. Stop. I'm just going to chuck the velocities right at the top. Cool. Right. Now that is done. Let's copy and paste this and just fill out the strings. I'm not thinking too much because remember with this, I don't want to think about. I don't want to think about this all the time. I want. I should think about that though. There we go. Split you suck up. 3. There we go. Now I'm just going to join that and have a look at it, see if it's, yeah, that's all. Oh, that's what was going a bit wonky. Got these little extra bits at the bottom. Copy and paste that into the cellos, put them up an octave. Copy and paste it into the violas. Now I'm going to move. Let's move it. Let's think about this a little bit more. Think about the harmony, Richard. So we're starting with the third. Don't like the third. Let's go up to the fifth. So that's, we've got E moves to the root of the F, and then moves to the fifth of the C, which is G, and then that moves to the third of the G, which is B, which then moves to the C, which is the third of the A minor. We'll maintain that C there into the F, which is the fifth of the F chord. Then I could stay there, but I want to go move it, keep moving up, and I'm going to chuck in a seventh chord, I think. How does that sound? Rubbish, don't want that. And then we can move up to the A, which again stays with the F, because it's the third of the F chord, and then we'll go up to the C, and then we'll go up to the B for the G. I mean, if you didn't know what I was talking about, which some of you may not, if you didn't know what I was talking about, it just has absolutely bonkers. We'll move the A up to the G for the C. Well, that's the third on the B. Move the F. It just sounds like I'm saying random letters and numbers. It's just fun. Music is brilliant. Okay, and then we're going to the C. I might stick up there. And then here we've got this. Oh, yes, I'm going to be absolutely outrageous and stick on the C. Cool. Right. Seconds, what do the seconds do? I mean, I could keep them moving up like that. But actually, I'm going to jump up and do the firsts. The firsts, I really love it. What's the top we can go in? Yes, that's what we want. We want top of the register. Now, I'm very aware that I could stay on a C for the A minor chord, the F chord, and the C chord. So I could do that. I kind of want to stay on two notes. So what two notes are in the first two chords and what two notes are in the second two chords? So what I mean by that is A is in both A minor and F. G is in both C and G. And then we could just do that. And then on the second iteration of the C and G, we could go to... That's how we're going to play it, Richie. Good job, sir. And then here, we're going to... Yep, job done. I wanted the firsts. I love to give this sense of soaring. And soaring, you give to... Soaring is a funny one. It has to feel high, and it has to feel like you are getting stillness or slow motion set against faster motion. Because the faster motion stuff is the person flying, and the stillness is the sense of the larger atmosphere not moving. So when you want soaring, you need to have something high and long. Otherwise, it's just not going to do it. Now, if we take a look, before I do that, if we take a look at the MIDI, we can start to see gaps. And obviously they will be filled out, but we want the seconds to go in this gap between firsts and violas. So let's copy and paste the whatchamacallits, basses. Oh, so I need to go up another octave. So they're kind of in the gap right now. So if I put them up one more octave, they are sitting in the gap pretty sweetly. However, we don't want them to be playing the same movements and notes as the bass and cellos. We want them to fill in the harmony. Because at the top here we've got the root and the third. And down here we've got the fifth. So we actually need the third in the A, and we need the fifth in the F, and we've got, you don't have to think of it like this, by the way, you can do this in a much simpler way, but this is often the way I end up working, just because of the way I often copy and paste the root notes of the chords and just sort of shove them up. So, and then the C, we've got G there, and we've got G there, so we need to have an E. We'll ultimately have a C. We've got G here, and we've got B here, so we could go for the D. I think that might be the movement that we stick with in the seconds, at least for the first two iterations. And then here, I'm going to start to move away, because you see the violas have started to kind of creep up. So we're going to have them going up to the F. And then it's the G here. Wait, no. That was the viola, wasn't it? Okay. G, and then what's my brain doing? This will be the G here. A to that. That's the viola note. A and F, C. Oh, we've got C going on here too. So maybe we'll go back down to the G, the D, the G, the D, the B. Whew. I feel like my brain's going to fall out of my ears. Right, here's something that not many people talk about when they're writing for strings. It's called divisi. Divisi? Divisi? Divisi. Division, basically. In your string sections, you've got first violins, second violins, violas, cellos, double basses, right? We get that. And then within each section, so let's go first violins, you'll have two players sat next to each other, followed by another two, another two, another two, another two, another two. When you say divisi, what you're telling the players is each one of you play play a separate line. So you effectively double the amount of lines going on if you use divisi in all of the parts. You probably wouldn't use it in cellos, in double basses, just because you want that root to be holding still. So it wouldn't be amiss for me to then double the second violins and double the firsts, so that I can now fill in some gaps, because it's feeling like it needs a bit more movement. Much like the movement we had here. Da, 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 da. Let's take a look at the piano roll again. C5 is looking awfully Blair. Let's try that. 2, 3, 4. Nice. Da, 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 da. There we go. And it's already quantized to have maximum velocity. We're just going to chop this. There we go. Just neat up so we can copy and paste it. Boom. We want to delay it because it's a bit slow. And here. Oh. Let's take the delay out, so I should be able to just copy and paste it. Boom, boom, boom. Add the delay. Sometimes in Logic, when you add the delay, it actually moves the MIDI within the region. Cool. Let's take a look again now at this section here. Between the violas and it's one could argue C3 is also looking bare. So do we actually double the violas and bring in something here as well? Bit more movement again. C3, where are you? There we go. Something like that. Da, 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 da. I'm just using step movements and I'm thinking about the chord tones always, always. Da, C, which is the third of A minor. Da, da, C, which is the fifth of F. And then E, which is the third of C. And then D, which is the fifth of G. Let's try that. Da, 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 da. Right, awesome. Let's just take that and party. Boom, bam, 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 bam. Really like that movement in that line. It's really nice. Really nice. Copy and paste. Boom, boom, boom. I've got this sort of secondary line of the seconds. Now I'm gonna actually delete that. I'm pretty chuffed with this so far. I mean, I'm kind of aware that it's almost been an hour, and I'm here. So what I think we're going to do is stop. No. Well, yes, I am going to stop, but I'm going to do this call this a two-parter because at this stage, I'm happy with this, but I can feel myself getting a bit tired. And one of my pieces of advice to you is to always take a break. If you feel yourself getting tired, you're going to slow, your thought process is going to slow. I'm going to stop talking whilst I'm writing, and you're going to be like, Rich, what on earth are you doing? So let's finish in this in the next video. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next one.